Whoopi Goldberg on The View had this to say today. Listen.
I'm going to be, on day one, I'm going to be a dictator. Who says it to you, tells you, I'm going to put you people away. I'm going to take all the journalists, I'm going to take all the gay folks, I'm going to move you all around and disappear you. If that's the country you want, you know who to vote for. If that's not the country you want, you have to make a decision.
So you're going to hear a lot of this, right? You know, I've played you some montages and some sort of mashups, as we call them, of the media continuing on with that theme. But they're going to take all the, I mean, I do believe it was an anchor on MSNBC that talked about how, it was like won the day, how Trump was going to execute people. I mean, they're going full on war. This is a political war, and they cannot allow him. They just can't allow him, right, to win. It's just not okay. I mean, I think we have this. You might as well feel it, right? You just saw Whoopi. So let's see sort of what's going on overall, if you would. Over and over and over again, this is all they have to say. All they have to say is Trump is bad. It's the end of the world if he gets elected. Watch.
Every one of us, our freedom, our liberty, none of us is safe.
He's going to have people around him executing against an enemy's list.
Assassinate generals.
Ordering troops to attack American citizens.
Trump's very well-armed and extremist base will try to kill people.
He's going to basically burn the house down.
He will unravel the institutions of our democracy.
Draw similarities between Mussolini and Hitler.
Adolf Hitler and Benito Mussolini.
Makes Donald Trump even more dangerous.
Wants to take away your vote. Senate and the House are immediately going to be paralyzed.
People will begin in their minds to censor themselves. They might say, well, maybe I shouldn't say this.
This is the end of democracy.
I think that could be the end of our democracy.
But democracy is dead if Trump is reelected.
It's the end of everything.
Democracy will be
It's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. I mean, wow. The question is, do people believe it? I mean, I don't think it's a winning strategy. I really don't, because I think people are like, yeah, you've been saying that for a while. And I still look back on those 4 years, and other than us being more divided because of where you went with things, we were doing okay. So Whoopi Goldberg, I told you I'd have some good news here, right? I don't think she's going to be there much longer. And I say this as a financial journalist who knows that Disney has no choice but to sell its stake at some point in ABC News. And we know this because, well, there was a little interview that happened with Bob Iger, who's now the CEO of Disney again. He's struggling. Like, I mean, you look at that stock price since 2021, the company's basically been cut in half. And they've just had a series of total misses, losing so much money on their streaming service. That's supposed to be the future, right? Like, we're streaming. It is the future. You're here with me. It's a live show. I'm going to get to your comments and stuff. We'll talk in just a bit. But like, this is the future. And so Disney ought to be able to do okay, but they're not producing enough content that people actually want to watch, because they're not connected enough with the actual consumer. It actually came up in their annual report, and they flagged it. They cited it. They're like, yeah, okay, we get it. Like, we have these views on this, that, and the other. And our views are not in sync with where our consumers are. So they have a set of problems out in front of them that they're going to have to figure out. And they can't keep wasting money, like the $300 and some odd million that they're allegedly spending on the Snow White that now just got postponed. I mean, they're just losing money left and right. And so they've got to find a way to diversify into the future, to create better content. That might help, but to get rid of some of these assets like The View, owned by ABC News. And Bob Iger said it. Like, here he is out in Sun Valley on a network I used to work for, CNBC, doing an interview with Faber. And he's selling it. Listen.
Transformative work is dealing with businesses that are no-growth businesses and what to do about them, and particularly the linear business, which we are expansive in our thinking about, and we're going to look expansively about opportunities there, because clearly it's a business that is going to continue to struggle.
Well, let's stop there for a second then and let me ask you about it. We're talking, I guess, ABC, the network, the stations, but then the cable networks as well.
Yes, correct.
FX, Nat Geo. Is it possible you would look to sell them?
We're going to be expensive. I think if you can interpret what that word means.
Yes, the answer is yes. So it's been reported that Disney has already been talking about selling ABC, the network, the old-fashioned network, to Nexstar. So that's one potential opportunity. I don't know if that deal's going to happen, but there's others out there, and somebody will buy it because somebody will say, okay, well, you know what? I can just kind of run this as a profitable enough business and it'll be okay. Like, I don't have to have a bunch of people with really big salaries here. It's kind of like Fox News is going, whoa, we don't have to pay Tucker Carlson anymore, all that money. Or all those other people that we had making all that money, we don't have to pay them that anymore. And they're, phew, like we can run our business more profitably. That's exactly what ABC is going to have to do. You've already seen the networks kind of do that, right? Like gone are the days of the superstar network news anchor. That was kind of taken over by cable. And now cable's been taken over by, what do you know, right here. Don's looking at our subscriber base. Yeah, we're plugging along. We're plugging along every single day. Please remember, everybody, subscribe, share, like, make comments. It's really important. We also, by the way, have a little crew of us that are members. So you're welcome to join that as well. We just started it here on YouTube. What do we call ourselves? Like we were making fun of Taylor Swift the other day, and being that she's a Swiftie or her folks are Swifties, we're Trishties. Or as Don likes to say, one of our loyal viewers here, Reganites, in honor of Regan, but different spelling, not related. Too bad. Point is, Whoopi is going to be done because ABC is going to be sold, and whoever buys it, probably some kind of private equity business, is going to come in and they're going to say, okay, we need to trim costs. Who's going to go? All those big salaries. So Whoopi won't be on The View much longer. Not that you watch The View anyway. I mean, who does? The only time I ever see The View is when I see little clips on X, formerly known as Twitter. Truly, but I'm always shocked and stunned, and I have to play them for you because it's important, It's important, what the other side is saying. Look, this industry is changing a lot, and ABC is up against it. Disney's up against it, obviously continuing to lose money. And I don't know if they can work their way through it. I really don't. I think that the sort of personnel that works there has a viewpoint on the world that they're so committed to that they can't quite get back to making money. Right? Why would you want to make money? I mean, that's not what they're teaching you to do in college anymore. You saw the Johns Hopkins lady and what she was saying. You don't want to make money because then you're part of that middle-class establishment that's all about privilege. You're the enemy if you make money. So now you get these kids coming out of college and they're going to work at Disney and they're like, oh, we don't care about money. We don't care if Disney actually makes money or not. We care about our agenda. And so the more you push that agenda and you don't care about profits, well, you're setting yourself up for quite a problem in the future.